All right. Let me make sure we are recording this time. All right, it's recording. All right, so I'm going to try to not make this call take forever. I know none of you guys want to be on here any longer than you have to be, but I'm going to cover a few things. So first, I want to talk to you guys about the new thing that I decided to do in the team page. And you can feel free to give me your feedback. You can jump in the chat on the call, or if you want to say something, just take yourself off the mute. Or if you come up with feedback later on, feel free to post it in the team page. But I was kind of thinking about like, where's like one area that a lot of coaches tend to lack, or they tend to start to lack in. And what's something that we can do to, pick up the motivation in that area and kind of get it going again. And something I've noticed is that a lot of coaches struggle with posting on social media. And, if they do post on social media, a lot of coaches struggle with finding that consistency with posting on social media. And then even if they do post and they do find the consistency, a lot of coaches struggle with the vulnerable posts and the posts that aren't just like real surface level stuff. A lot of coaches struggle with that. So I decided to start trying to encourage all of us to start doing more of that. So what I decided to do is, you guys have probably seen like in the Fitz Dynasty page how Lindsay Westbrook will share motivational posts. And it's kind of the same idea, but I want to do it a little bit different. So what I want to start doing is I want all of us, like the whole team, to start sharing motivational posts. So what kind of posts do I want people to share? If you see something that inspires you and you think it's a great post, share it. If you see a post that you feel like, wow, like she really opened up in that post and was real vulnerable, share it. If you see a post that's like a great like transformation or a great before and after of maybe them, or maybe they had a challenger that had a great transformation and they shared about that, share that. My goal here is to make sure that we're sharing inspirational, good, inspiring posts in the team page for those coaches that maybe don't really know what to post about or how to post, or maybe just to inspire some of our new coaches a little bit more to, kind of get past that fear or whatever it is of posting. So we're going to kind of try it out at first, just putting it in the team page. Our team page is really quiet. So at first we're going to try to just kind of share them just in the regular page. And we'll see how that goes. If it gets to be like a huge cluster where there's like all kinds of posts everywhere, then what I'll do is I'll create like a pin post, or maybe like a album or something. I'll figure something out where we can have one spot just to put everything. But for now, what I want to start doing is I want to all of us just start sharing a post. So if you're like scrolling your news feed, or you have a coach that, is in your downline, or, one of your sponsored coaches or whatever, and you know that they put up a great post and you're proud of them, share it in the team page. Okay. It can be anybody. Like if you see a post that's really inspirational with any coach, you can share that. But try to keep it like to our team, like Team Desire to Inspire. It doesn't only have to be our team. Like I said, if you see a really great post, feel free to share it. But the reason I'm saying our team is because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of turn it into not like a contest, but I kind of want to like give people like the push to really actually do it and, get out there and do the post. So what we're going to do is every time somebody has one of their posts shared in the team page, they're going to get their name entered into a drawing, okay? And I'm going to do the drawing at the end of the month. And I'll give away whatever, whether it's a program or a personal development book, or, whatever I decide to give away. I try not to like skimp out on my prizes. I try to give away pretty decent stuff. So everybody that has a post shared for the entire month, you get your name put into a drawing. Okay. So let's say that, somebody shares Jessica's post, she shares 10 different posts in the team page, and it can only be off of one post. So like, let's say she puts up a post on a Tuesday and it's the same post and 3 different people share that post without realizing it, it's only going to count for 1. But so it's for each post. Am I making sense? Can you guys just like nod your head? Okay. So for each like certain post of theirs that gets shared in the team page, they get their name entered into the drawing. And obviously I know it's going to be a little bit tedious for me to keep up with, but I'm willing to do it. So what will happen is every time somebody has a post shared in the team page, I'll jot their name down, and then at the end of the month, everybody will get entered into a drawing, and then I'll give away a prize for whatever. So let's just try it out and see how it goes. Like I said, if you guys have any feedback for me, or if you have any feedback as we're doing it, if you feel like there's something we could change or do different that would maybe make it better, don't be afraid to speak up. I'm all for doing whatever. I just want to try something a little bit new and see how this works. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start it tomorrow. I thought about this a while ago, and it's been like, I've been dying to share it and like share posts because I've seen a lot of awesome ones recently. So I'm going to go ahead and start it tomorrow, and then we'll start doing that, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see if it makes a difference at all. And then I'll share this recording, obviously, so everybody in the team can kind of know what we're doing, so they're not like, what the heck is happening? But if they're not able to watch the call, then they'll just have to catch on. All right, so that was the first thing I wanted to cover. The second thing I wanted to cover, Ginger asked me to talk about when I did like the little setup for the Beachbody like event that I did at Little Man's School. She's thinking about doing one, which I think is awesome. I think there's no reason not to do it. I think it's a good way to put yourself out there and try it. Some people have a lot of success with them. Some people don't. I definitely think that if you have the opportunity to try it, you should. But she just wanted me to kind of talk about what I did. So with mine, all right, first of all, when you're getting ready to set up an event for Beachbody, you're technically supposed to go through compliance and get it approved. I shouldn't be saying this on a recorded call, but I didn't check with compliance only because I knew it was such a small event. It was like a really private event at Little Man's School, and I know all of the people who work there, and like we're all friends. So I knew it wasn't like anything crazy where like Beachbody's name was going to be out there or anything like that. But if it is like a bigger event, or like anywhere where like there might be people that you don't really know well, you want to make sure you get it approved through compliance. So you can just email compliance. And I think their email is actually compliance@teambeachbody.com. Double check that in the FAQ, but it's something like that. So what you'll do is you'll just email and tell them, this is what I'm thinking about doing on this day for this event. And they can tell you that's fine. And they can give you like the lowdown of everything to do. But what I did, I did not have an amazing turnout, which I knew I wouldn't because, like I said, I knew it was going to be super small. But I looked at it more as like practice and to get my name out there at Little Man's School because I knew that a lot of them didn't really know like exactly what I did. So what I did is, first of all, I printed out business cards. So that's one thing, Ginger, you probably want to make sure you have. If I would have had more time, I probably would have actually made like a pamphlet where you like put your information, and then maybe you can put like one of your challengers like before and after photos, or something like that. There's different materials too, like in the back office if you want to play around with any of that. But you want to make sure you have some type of business card, pamphlet, something that obviously people can get a hold of you later on if they don't purchase or whatever right there. And then a couple things that I did, I brought my laptop. And while the event was going on, I streamed Beachbody On Demand. So at first, I just had it set up with Beachbody On Demand where like you could see all the different programs to select. And then I had somebody come up and talk to me about size. And they were like, oh, yeah, what's that one? I heard about it, whatever. So then I started streaming size. And I'll tell you that was probably like one of the like best things at my table. Because I would catch people like not really like wanting to look over, but they'd like be looking at the program like, well, what is it? Like I don't want to make eye contact and talk to her, but I want to see what this is. So if you can do that, that works out really good. Another thing I did is I set up, it was around Christmas time. So I made like this cute little Christmassy thing where everybody that made me their free Team Beachbody coach Like, I printed out directions on paper. I wish I had all this stuff right in front of me, but it's like buried away in my closet. I made just like a cute little catchphrase and whatnot, and I printed it out and I hung it up, and it was basically anybody who signed up to make me their free Team Beachbody coach right then got entered into a drawing for a Brazil butt lift program. Because I just have a Brazil butt lift program kind of chilling that I've been hanging on to for a little while. So I did that, and then anybody who made me their free coach got signed up to win that. And then another thing I recommend doing, if you have access to like electricity and stuff, I would bring your Shakeology and your blender, and I would make probably like 2 flavors. So whatever your favorite recipes and favorite flavors are, I would make those for people to sample. And what I would do is I would go to like Target or Walmart and get like the tiny little cups, like, you know, that you use for like mouthwash. And I would just set up a bunch of samples of those, you know, so have like your chocolate with your banana and almond milk, or however you like it, and have like your vanilla with peanut butter, and then have like 2 different ones set up. And you can bring Shakeology packets, but it's kind of one of those things, like, if you're going to bring them, I wouldn't give them away, especially if it's a bigger event. You're going to be giving away a lot of Shakeology. So I would just stick to the samples unless somebody wants to buy the Shakeology packets. And I mean, that's basically it. I brought a bunch of different programs to display. You know, I brought the Ultimate Reset to display. I brought the 3-day refresh. I pretty much brought everything I had to display, and people had questions about it. So just kind of practice, like, you know, if somebody's like, well, what is Shakeology? Or what is the Ultimate Reset? Maybe get like on the phone with a friend or something, or another coach, and kind of practice answering those questions beforehand, because I did find that even after doing this for 4 years, I was kind of like, because I'm not used to doing it in person, you know, like with people surrounding me, waiting to hear what I say. So I definitely do recommend practicing that. Don't be nervous about it. It's good practice no matter what you do, and you're not going to like make yourself look stupid or anything like that. But practice it beforehand, answering, you know, questions like that. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Just make sure everybody you come in contact with, you leave them like with your information. So even if you have somebody that's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, like, have a nice day, be like, yeah, you know, if you're ever interested in anything, or if you ever feel like you need help with anything, let me give you my info, you know, and make sure they get your contact information. Another thing you can do right on the spot is get their information. Something that one of the girls there that was selling oils did, I forget exactly how you know what? This is what she did. And I was like, man, I should have done that. So she actually, instead of giving away business cards, which, I mean, I don't know, you got to kind of decide, but instead of giving away business cards, she actually took their information. So maybe you could like have both just in case and you know, feel it out. But she would have people come up and she would talk to them, and she'd be like, let me jot down your information and then I'll get in touch with you. And then she took like their phone number or email address or whatever. So honestly, that puts you in control of the situation, and then boom, you automatically have their email address. You can automatically put them on your email list, you know, or even if you don't have an email list, you can send them an email to follow up. So that's definitely a good way to do it. And I think that's pretty much it. Just like, you know, if you're setting up a booth or whatever, just find like a cute little catchphrases for whatever you're doing it for. I don't know exactly what it's for, Ginger, but you know, if it was something for Valentine's Day, make it cute for that. If you were doing like a bridal expo, you could do like bridal boot camp, like for your challenge groups, and promote your challenge groups. Just have fun with it. But yeah, I've talked to a lot of people that have had good success with it. So don't be nervous. I definitely recommend doing it. As long as they're not like making you pay like $1,000 to rent the spot or something crazy like that. Yeah. So, you know, and then if they don't have like direct competition there, like I've talked to some coaches who, if they know the person who's putting on the event, they'll tell them like, listen, I'll do your event, but I don't want like direct competition there. So, you know, I don't want Herbalife there right next to me, or I don't want It Works there. You're not always going to have that luxury, but if you're able to request that, I would request that too. It just makes the atmosphere like a little less funky. I personally had like lots of people there around me, and I don't really care about it, but it was definitely a little awkward. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Ginger, if you have any other questions, or if I didn't cover anything that you want to know, just shoot me a message and we'll talk more about it. But all right, so now I just kind of want to fly through and talk about, I forget exactly how I worded it on the post, but basically, like, if you're feeling like stuck as a new coach or a veteran coach, or if you're feeling like unmotivated, or if you're kind of just like hanging out in limbo, I know there's a few of you that I've talked to that kind of feel that way. I kind of want to just like give you the steps of like what to do to like get your mojo back. Okay, so I just made a little list that I'm going to fly through here. So number one, as a new coach or a veteran coach, you need to find a program that you like that you're going to stick to, okay? Whether that is a workout program or the ultimate reset or whatever it is, you need to be a product of the product, all right? There's a reason it's a vital behavior. And I could sit here and tell you guys, well, if you want to be successful as a coach, do the vital behaviors. I mean, that's pretty much common sense, but I'm breaking it down a little bit more for you to hopefully like kind of give you that aha moment or make it seem a little bit easier, because sometimes we overcomplicate it. So be a product of the product. Find a program that you like. Like if you bought, 21 Day Fix Extreme and you hate 21 Day Fix Extreme, don't do 21 Day Fix Extreme, okay? Because if there's no excitement and passion behind what you're doing, you're not going to want to share it with other people. So find a program that works for you. If you're having a hard time with that, that's what you have a coach for, okay? Find a program that you enjoy doing and that you're going to get results from. And then find a way to drink your Shakeology and like it, all right? Guys, there are so many different ways to drink Shakeology that there's honestly no reason why you can't figure out a way to like Shakeology, okay? And I've talked to multiple people who have tried Shakeology and been like, oh, I hate it. And I'm like, wait a second. There's a recipe somewhere for you that we can figure out, okay? And this is on coach and challenger side. And sometimes it's as simple as instead of using water, they need to use almond milk. The consistency needs to be different. Or, instead of drinking regular chocolate, they need to drink vegan chocolate because the whey protein like makes them feel funky. Like they don't like the taste of the whey. So figure out a way to drink your Shakeology and like it. Okay, Shakeology does not taste bad. If you can eat vegetables, you can drink Shakeology, okay? Some of us need to quit being crybabies, and we need to just figure out a way to like it and make it happen. And if you're having a really hard time making yourself like Shakeology, I'm going to tell you, you need to go do more research on what Shakeology is, because you probably don't totally realize how much it's benefiting you and what it actually really entails when you're drinking Shakeology. All right, so find a program that you like. Figure out a way to like Shakeology and drink it on a regular basis, okay? First two things. The next thing is you need to announce that you're a coach while sharing why you're passionate about Beachbody, okay? You need to share what it's done for you personally, all right? So when you sign up as a coach, you're probably going to get a coach announcement from your upline, which is great. But you also need to do your own coming out post, as it's called. And you need to talk to your direct audience from you, okay? People aren't going to sign up under you because your upline announced you, all right? People are going to sign up under you because you're telling them what you're doing and why you're doing it, all right? So I know a lot of people sign up as a coach pretty much right away when they become a challenger. Well, you know what? It only takes like a week to get excited about Beachbody. And I know because that was me personally. I think literally the second day after so when I signed up as a coach and a challenger at the same time. And I think it was the second day after like starting my workouts in Shakeology. I was so excited and just like posting about the excitement that I had people already interested, already messaging me and getting ready to sign up just because they were like, whoa, she's really excited about this. What is she doing? Okay. So get really excited about it and talk about what you're doing. Don't just be like, well, my upline announced that I'm a coach and people know what I'm doing now. Like, no, guys, like, people aren't going to come begging you to help them, okay? You need to talk about what you're doing. So, you know, if you have been, you know, doing your workouts or whatever for a week and it's just something as simple as you're feeling like more energetic, talk about that and be excited about it. You know, share about that, all right? Tell people why you decided to become a coach, you know, because you have a goal of, you know, being a stay-at-home mom, okay? It doesn't have to be anything that crazy. I'm just talking off the top of my head, but it could be something as simple as you have a goal of, you know, getting more into health and fitness and helping people with that. Whatever it is for you, talk about that, okay? Then you need to, oh, sorry, I almost skipped one. The next thing you need to do is you need to get organized, all right? I did a whole call on organization, so if you missed that call, you can go into the photo albums and the team page. You just hit info, photos, photo albums, and then it's the call on organization. But what I personally do is I use my binder method. And it is literally just a binder with dividers. And I talk all about that on the call. I'm not going to go into that here. So if you want to find out about the binder method, go check out that call. But you need to get organized, use your binder or whatever you feel is going to work for you. And then you need to right away, you need to write down all of your potentials. Okay. I also talk about how to figure out your potentials on that call. You need to write down the people you want on your team. And I feel like a lot of new coaches, like instantaneously, they're like, nah, that person's not going to join me. Even veteran coaches do that sometimes. I did it. I did it with multiple people that are now on my team or a challenger under me. I was like, there's no way that person would ever sign up with me. There's a girl that my sophomore year of high school, Jessica, yep. Her and I like got in like a full blown like bloody fist fight. Okay. It was not my fault. I did not start it, and I didn't win it either. I'll go ahead and admit that. But we had, like, her and I, like, were not really good after high school. And sure enough, she became a challenger under me. She reached out to me one day and apologized and was like, listen, I'm sorry for everything that happened, like, you know, whatever. And, you know, I kind of need your help. So she's now a challenger under me, and we're actually, like, good friends now. So don't ever think that there's anybody that's not going to join you, because you'll be surprised like who actually relates to you and who actually comes to you for help just from you like sharing what you're doing. Okay. So you might have people that you don't necessarily want to specifically reach out to because it might feel a little uncomfortable, but don't tell yourself that that person's not ever going to come to you. All right. So aim high with the people you want on your team. Aim high with your potentials. Everybody's a potential. Every single person is a potential. I talk about that more on the call, but I'm going to say it again. Everybody's a potential, so write down everybody. And actually write them down, guys, because there's something about like having people written down in a spot where you can go look that makes a difference. And then on top of that, you need to be keeping track of the people that are your potentials, okay? Because let's be honest, as your Facebook friends list grows and as your team grows and stuff and your challengers grow, you're going to get overwhelmed with a lot of people. And if you aren't keeping track of your potentials and the people you want on your team, you're going to forget about them. All right. So you need to, right from the get-go, make sure that you have those people written down and that you're looking at those sheets regularly and you're checking in with those people regularly. All right. So the next thing is, decide what you're willing to invest in your business. And this is a big thing because I feel like a lot of coaches sign up and they're like, I want to make 6 figures. I want to be a 5-star diamond. And then they like don't post on their Facebook for 2 weeks at a time. And guys, your actions have to match your goals because those big goals that you have are freaking awesome and you can totally achieve them, no doubt. But you have to put in the work for it. This is not some bullcrap thing where you're going to make a lot of money for doing nothing. It's not. And if that's what you guys signed up and thought you were getting into, well, it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, you do have to work in this business, But the really awesome thing is that the work you put in pays off tenfold. It pays off not only for helping people, it pays off like for yourself. I can't tell you guys how much I've grown like all the way around in my life since I started doing this business, because when you're working for it and you have goals, you have to grow. You have to get better or you're not going to go anywhere. All right. So decide what you're willing to invest in your business. You know, you need to decide how much time you're willing to invest every day. You need to decide that you're willing to invest getting your Shakeology every month because it's worth it, and you need to do what you're telling other people to do. You need to decide that you're willing to invest, you know, paying your $15 a month. You need to decide that you're willing to invest, you know, having the consistency in your business and getting on these team calls as much as you can, and, you know, talking to your upline, you know, when you need them, and, you know, taking constructive criticism and not getting your feelings hurt. So you really need to decide honestly what you're willing to invest, and then you actually need to invest that. So don't say I'm willing to work, you know, 2 hours a day every day and keep putting it off, or don't say, you know, I'm willing to do what it takes to be successful in this business and then not post on your page for a week, guys. Like, you have to actually do what you say you're going to do and what you know you need to do to achieve what you want to do. So if you want to actually be a business coach and not a hobby coach, you have to do these things that I'm talking about. And you have to do them regularly. And I get it. In the beginning, it kind of sucks because it feels like you're working a lot for a little. And that's kind of how this business goes, because it forces you to work on yourself a lot, which honestly, I think is the hardest part for a lot of coaches in the beginning. It's not necessarily the action of like doing the work or doing the posts. It's the fact that you have to literally like reach down like inside of yourself and like find this like strength and courage that you've probably never had to find before, especially not at a 9-to-5 job. Because we go there at our 9-to-5 job and we're the person that they tell us to be, okay, for those 8 hours. And then we go home and we do whatever we want. In this business, you actually have to be yourself and talk about that and reach deep within yourself. But I can promise you guys that it's worth it on the other side. And I'm telling you all that from experience. So I'm not going to lie, it's hard. And in the beginning, there's going to be times where, you know, you're like, is this ever going to happen? Like, what am I doing this for? There's going to be times in your business, I even have them now, where, you know, crap happens and life happens and it sucks sometimes. And you're going to be like, what the heck? This sucks. Guys, that's just life. Like, anything you do, it doesn't matter what you do. If you quit Beachbody tomorrow and went and did something else, there's going to be a day or a week where that thing sucks too. So just try to get to a point where you just kind of realize that that's life, and we go through the obstacles, we get through them, and we move on to the next thing and maintain that positive mindset, okay? So the next thing, do the training, all right? So I'm telling you that you need to post, you need to do like your coming out post and all that kind of stuff. And if you're like sitting there going, well, what the heck? Like, I don't know what to talk about. It's in the training. You probably either have direct training from your upline. I know that every single one of you have access to Lindsay Matway's training. If you feel like none of those are like your thing, or you're not really getting into them, there's training in your back office. It literally breaks it down like by rank. You go through each box and it tells you like different things. Okay. These team calls are training. You guys have the team calls with me. You have the team calls with the Bombshell Dynasty. You have the national wake-up calls every Monday. You might have a team call with your upline. Guys, there is training and information out there everywhere, but you have to use it. And it's not going to just fall in your lap. You know, somebody's not going to come, your coach is not going to come to your house and turn on a freaking call for you. You have to do it. Again, decide what you're willing to invest. If you want to work this business, do the training, all right? It'll help you feel more comfortable. Like, it'll help you feel more comfortable when you're doing those posts or when you're talking to people. You know, something might come up, you know, like where somebody, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, where somebody's like giving you an excuse or something, and you'll be like, "Ooh, I read about that in the training and I know how to answer you." Okay, so do the training, even though it feels like freaking homework sometimes. And I think most of us probably don't want to go back to college. It's like really quick college. So get through it real fast, okay? And then don't be afraid to go back to it later on too. I mean, everybody can use a refresher. Shoot, I've been doing this for almost 4 years, and sometimes I'm like, I need a refresher. I just need like a fresh start, and you know, I need to just kind of go through it again. So do the training and then do personal development, all right? And everybody, like, this is like one of the main things that everybody seems to blow off. And I'm going to tell you guys, like I talked about before, this business is going to force you to grow, and it's going to force you to change. And sometimes it's going to feel really uncomfortable. And you're either going to learn how to take that in a positive way, and it's kind of like a caterpillar and a butterfly. It's kind of what it reminds me of. You know, we all kind of start out as a caterpillar with Beachbody. And then, you know, if you do your personal development and you like take the negative stuff or whatever, and you learn how to turn it into a positive outlook, and you just learn how to be a better person, you're going to become that butterfly. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't do personal development, and you're not somebody that can learn how to have a positive mindset, you're going to quit. You're going to give up, because something's going to happen and you're not going to be able to mentally get through it because you're not doing what you need to do to get through it. All right. So personal development, books, podcasts. If you're somebody like me who puts entirely too much on your plate and you never have free time, it might be hard to sit down and read a book. But you know what? We all drive in a car at some point. Sometimes for me, it's literally like the 30-minute drive bringing my kids to school. Okay, throw on a YouTube channel or a podcast. There are so many podcasts out there nowadays that there is literally nobody that can say they can't find a podcast to listen to. Again, the team calls. That's personal development. Now, I do want to kind of say you need to do business personal development, and you also need to do personal development, okay? So we all need help growing in the business, and we all need, you know, like a reminder of the motivation. I mean, it's something that we need to be like constantly giving ourselves in this business. But we all also have areas within ourselves that have nothing to do with Beachbody that need work as well. Guys, if you think that you don't have an area that needs work, then you're cuckoo, because we all have areas that need work. I still have areas that need work. We'll all have areas forever that need work. But that's a really cool thing, is that you learn how to constantly be working on yourself and constantly growing yourself. So do the business personal development, listen to the team calls, find a podcast that you like that, you know, like speaks to you business-wise, like Tony Robbins. I really like his way of doing stuff with that. And then find something that speaks to you like personally as well. You know, like maybe the fears you have, or the things you went through as a child that you need to overcome, or maybe you didn't know you needed to overcome, or whatever it is. Make sure you're doing both sides of personal development. All right. Next is build relationships. All right. So this is basically inviting, but I like to call it building relationships because I personally have never really looked at it as inviting. I've kind of just looked at it as like being people's friend. And I'm going to tell you guys that being people's friend in this business is going to get you the furthest. So what do I mean by being people's friends or building relationships? Talk to people. Like, try to be a personable person, okay? Try to be like a person that people like to talk to. Okay, don't be a Debbie Downer. And if you're sitting back going, I don't like people, I don't talk to people, well, that's fine, but that's what personal development is for, okay? So we all have the capability of getting better at being people, okay? I am an introvert, which is funny because most people, once you get to know me, you're like, you're not an introvert, but I am an introvert. If I don't know you, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm the type of person that I'm like, I've got my little bubble right here with the people that I know, and I don't need anybody else because I don't have time for anybody else. Okay. But through personal development and doing the business and growing myself and realizing that that is partially probably like an insecurity thing I got going on, I have learned how to talk to people and actually want to talk to people, you know, and listen to people's problems and help them through it. Okay. So that's what you're doing. You're listening to people. You're reaching out to people, you know, go in your news feed and be friends with people. Like, people are on social media because they want social media friends. Okay. They want to know what you're doing. They want you to be interested in their lives. And if they say they don't, they're full of crap, or they wouldn't be on social media. Okay. So if they're on social media, they are opening that door for you to be their friend. Okay. So talk to them and talk on their statuses, you know, and talk to them about what you guys have in common. If they have kids, you know, talk to them about their kids. Shoot, if they're in the area, freaking plan a play date. Like, you might feel really awkward about it if you're introverted like I am, but once you get there, you're probably gonna be like, okay, this is not so weird. Like, they're just a human being like I am. And another thing is, remember that, like, people are they're no better than you or worse than you. Like, I feel like we all, as humans, like, we form this like thought that like that person, like, subconsciously you think that that person is like somehow like better than you, or they're going to judge you, or you're going to reach out to them. They're going to be like, I don't need your help. And guys, people actually want to be liked, and they actually want to be friends. Like, that's something I've noticed. I actually was thinking about it the other day because I have a lot of like neighbors who we're all very diverse, like very different people, you know, and we range from like 50s to 20s. And it's funny because we're all very close and we all get along. We're all very good friends now. And if you would have like put these people in front of me, you know, without them being my neighbors, I would have been like, she's not going to talk to me. She's a doctor. Like, she's a psychologist. She's going to know right away I got issues, you know, like, they're not going to be friends with me. And the fact of the matter is, like, everybody has issues and nobody is going to judge you or hate you for wanting to talk to them and be their friend. So talk to people. If you're out in public, freaking say hi to somebody, give them a compliment. Okay. Don't make it so weird. Like, we're supposed to be friendly and, you know, be nice to each other as humans. Okay. So build relationships and then talk to people in personal messages and make sure that you're opening those doors, you know, to help them. And you're just talking to them about their life and you're always following up. Okay. So next thing is, don't lose the consistency, which happens like way too often. And here's the problem with losing the consistency. First of all, when you start posting and like sharing what you're doing, you are going to have a lot of people watching you who are not going to say anything. They're not going to say anything. They're not going to like your pictures. They're literally going to sit back and quietly watch, and you're going to have no idea these people were watching you. And I can tell you guys this because I've had people come to me multiple times who are like, so I've been watching you since this date, or, you know, I saw when you posted about this, and this is what made me come to you. Okay. But I never knew that they were watching me or cared about me or even wanted to talk to me. All right. So when you start posting and sharing about your life, you're going to have people that are watching you. You're going to have people that are relating to you. You're going to be speaking directly to people, and you're not even going to realize it. And you're going to be inspiring people without even realizing it. Okay. And what happens when you lose that consistency, it all goes to crap. Okay. All these people that were watching you, they were getting motivated. They were getting inspired. They were waiting for that moment when they're like, okay, it's time. And then you stop posting and they're like, okay, maybe she wasn't serious about this. Or they're like, you know, oh, that must have just been another one of those fad MLM companies, you know, she's not serious about coaching. And you lose all that like consistency that you had built up. Now, I'm not saying that if you have a week where you didn't post or you messed up or whatever, just to quit because you can't ever make a comeback. Like, I'm not saying that. We all have bad days and bad weeks and even bad months or whatever. But I'm saying don't sit there and make excuses over and over again and keep having these days or these weeks where you disappear and you're like, no, whatever, like it doesn't matter, nobody cares. Because I'm telling you, people do care and they are watching you, and you need to find that consistency, okay? So consistency with your posts is important, very, very important. You guys need to remember that social media is like, it is like our marketing, okay? It is literally like our billboard. It is our commercial on TV. It's whatever marketing you see from other companies, social media, that's ours, okay? That's how we present ourselves to people. That's how we tell people what we have to offer. That's how we share our life so people can relate to us. You know, and think about if, like, you know, some big company just went MIA and you never saw anything from them. Wouldn't you be like, what the heck? Like, that's weird. Like, what happened to that company? They must be like doing really bad or getting ready to go out of business or something. That's what people are going to think about you. If you lose that consistency, they're going to be like, oh, well, I guess maybe she's getting ready to quit or something, right? So find the consistency in your posting. Find the consistency in talking to people. Don't start conversations with people and then freaking disappear for a week and not talk to them. Guys, that like screams like, I don't care about this business. I don't actually care about coaching you. I don't actually care about what you're going through. I'm just here when it's convenient. And I'm going to tell you right now that nobody's going to sign up with somebody that feels like they're only there for them when it's convenient. They're going to sign up with somebody that they feel like truly cares about them and wants to help them. And I'm not telling you to be in your messages 24/7, because you do have to find a balance or you will lose your mind. You know, and I'm not telling you that you have to talk to them every single day either, because once you get to a certain point and have so many conversations going, that's just going to be impossible. But try to make sure that you don't just leave people hanging. Like, even if you know that you're going to kind of be MIA for a week, let them know, just like you would let your friend know, hey girl, like, I got a lot going on this week. I just want to let you know that I'm not disappearing on you. I got this going on. I'll be back in touch on Monday. Okay? It's as simple as that. Just try to make people feel important, and, you know, don't make them feel like you're only there for them when it's convenient. All right? So the next thing is, don't become stuck and don't become stagnant. So what happens with a lot of coaches is they kind of just like stop doing everything, or they stop doing a couple things, and then, or they get like overwhelmed or discouraged or whatever happens, and then they just kind of like sit there and don't do anything. And guys, there's no reason to do that in this business. If you're feeling discouraged or something, there's plenty of us out there. I mean, there's hundreds of people on this team that are willing to lend a hand or lend an ear, you know, or tell you, listen, I've been there. I was in that spot. This is what I did to get through it. So reach out to your upline. If you don't feel like that's going to help, or, you know, maybe you feel like you're in a position where your upline's not going to motivate you in that moment, reach out to somebody else on your team. Or, you know, go find your own motivation. Be self-sufficient. Okay, if you're going to own your own business, you have to learn how to be self-sufficient. You have to learn how to kind of give yourself pep talks sometimes and to kind of pull yourself out of the hole. You can't always just wait for somebody else to do it for you, but you have to take action and do something, or you're going to end up moving backwards, okay? Because other people are going to keep going, you know, and these people that were potentials for you, if you're not doing anything, they're going to end up finding a coach somewhere else, okay? So, or, you know, you're not going to be doing your workouts. You're going to totally fall off the wagon. And then next thing you know, you're feeling like crap about yourself and you're totally discouraged. So don't sit here and then just let yourself do this, because that's exactly what's going to happen. You're just going to start spiraling down, okay? And then you're going to be so discouraged that you're going to be like, I don't know what to do. Instead, start slowly taking baby steps to get yourself back up. Like I said, reach out to your upline or reach out to somebody. Go jump on a podcast. Like if I'm having a really bad day where I'm like, man, I'm like really mad at life right now and I don't deserve any of this and I want to sit here and throw a pity party and feel really sorry for myself, the last thing I want to do is go put on personal development, because I want to sit there and I want to like wallow in my self-pity and I want to feel really bad, okay? But those are the times where I force myself to go put on something positive. And I can tell you every time something speaks to me or, you know, something makes me say, okay, Steph, like life could be a lot worse. Like stop having a pity party and get past it, okay? So if you're feeling really stuck or you're feeling really discouraged, go find something that is going to lift up your spirits, okay? Another thing that I do is church. I try to go to church every Sunday. Something about like going there, like I just know that if I'm having a really bad day, if I go there on Sunday, or even if I'm having a really bad week, it's going to speak to me and it's going to lift me up. And sure enough, every Sunday I'm like, okay, I can do this, okay? So I make sure I try to give myself that like weekly recharge. Because guys, life is freaking hard. And nowadays, life is like, I feel like it's getting harder and harder for people, okay? You need to make sure you're constantly like giving yourself, like you're filling your cup, you know, and you're giving yourself that recharge. So find whatever it is for you and do it consistently. And if you're feeling like crap, find something that makes you happy. Do your workout. Like endorphins are a real thing, okay? Or go for a jog with a friend or whatever it is. Find something that makes you happy, but don't stay stuck. You know, if you're feeling stuck in the business because maybe you're feeling like, I don't know like where to go next, or I don't even know where to start, there's resources out there to help you, okay? These calls, or like I said, the trainings, you know, go into your back office. There's a whole training tab with like motivational, like personal development and stuff. Go in there and just play around with that. But don't ever just say, I'm like not feeling it. I'm just going to kind of hang out here for a little bit. Because I'm going to tell you guys, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's literally going to push you backwards. And there's no reason to do that. All right. Then the last thing is make your challengers fall in love. Okay. And I know that sounds really weird. I probably should have worded that a little bit better. But you do want your challengers to fall in love with you. All right. You want your challengers to fall in love with you as a coach. You want your challengers to fall in love with the process, and you want your challengers to fall in love with, you know, the mission behind Beachbody and with your challenge groups, especially as a new coach. Well, you know, I shouldn't even say especially as a new coach. It's honestly for any coach. Your challengers are like where it's at, okay? You're good challengers that really like find a love for the program and the results and the challenge groups. Those are going to be your best coaches, okay? Because they truly believe in the product and everything behind it. Your challengers that maybe like really love the business, but they don't want to coach, they're still going to be great for you because it's going to be word of mouth, okay? I've had a lot of people referred to me from a challenger, all right? So you need to do, like when you get that, especially as a new coach, when you get that first challenger, you need to make sure you give them your all, okay? When you get that first and second and third challenger, give them your all. Do whatever you can do just to kind of make them feel like special. You know, we talked about on the last call, send out little welcome gifts. You know, simple little measures like that will make people feel good about the whole journey and about, you know, the support and everything. So, you know, if you sign up a new challenger, you could do something as simple as sending them a shaker cup with a little sample of Energize. The shaker cups, you can get a pack of, I think it's 6 for $10. And it's also a tax write-off. If you're getting things and you're sending them to your challengers, it's a tax write-off, so keep receipts, keep track of it. The Hydrate packets, you can get like a little box of like the actual packets, like sample packets. I forget how much they are. I know it's not a lot though. $10? Yeah, I think it's like $10 to $12 or somewhere in that range, and you get quite a bit of them. So you figure if you sell a challenge pack, guys, you're making like $40 or $50 off of that person. So even if you spend, after shipping, if you spend $10, it's going to be worth it in the long run, just to kind of give them that feeling right away and show them that you care. So do whatever you can to make your challengers fall in love with the process and with the products. Do what you can to keep them drinking Shakeology so they can truly continue to see the benefits of it. And like I said, word of mouth. Your challengers that love what you do are going to tell people that they love you and they love what you do. And it makes it really simple for them on social media too, because it can be something as simple as them tagging a friend like in one of your posts. And you can even do things where like you run free groups and you have your people invite their friends. Well, if you have somebody that was like a challenger or customer under you and they love you and they like know that you're an awesome coach, they're going to want to add people, without hesitating. All right. So make your challengers fall in love with the process. Do everything you can to get them to like it. And coaches too, try to keep your coaches motivated, try to help them get started on the right foot so they can really see like what this business has to offer. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for the list I have of where to start. Obviously there's more stuff you can do, but that's kind of the gist of it. I think if you continue to do those things consistently, you will definitely go forward in your business. So if you are like a veteran coach, well, I say veteran coach, but if you're somebody who's been coaching for a little while and maybe you've like never like actually come out about it, or maybe you have and then you kind of fell off for a while, don't be afraid to jump back in, and just start from the beginning, start from the basics, act like you're a new coach, basically, do like a coming back post or, talk about why you fell off, like what was happening in your life and what are you wanting to achieve now and what's your goal now, and then start now doing those things and you'll find that you will move forward in your business even if you fell off and you're starting back again. Okay, it takes a little bit of time to build that consistency back up, but don't just say, oh, like I quit doing it and I haven't done it, so I'm done, I can't recover from that, because that's absolutely not true. Because there are still plenty of people that want your help and need your help, and they'll appreciate your realism, being real about what was going on in your life and what you're doing now. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I got. If anybody has any questions or anything, you can just unmute yourself, or if you don't know how to unmute yourself, you can raise your hand. Actually, I'll just go ahead and unmute everybody. And if nobody has anything, I'll let everybody jump off. But does anybody have any questions or anything to say? All right, we actually got done before 9 o'clock. That's so amazing. Probably because I didn't have my kids to yell at every 5 minutes. All right, so yeah, let's start sharing the posts and stuff tomorrow. And like I said, you guys let me know kind of how you feel that it's going, and we'll kind of see how it goes. Hopefully it'll get some people to start posting more. But all right, thanks for getting on, ladies.
Thanks, Steph.
See you later. You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.